Gio, this is the Global Digest think tank group. Why don't you briefly introduce to our audience so people can know you more? And where are you based now? And what is your specialized expertise? Please, Gio.
First of all, I want to underline, I graduated military academy, Technic Military Academy. I like very much my occupation for aircraft. Yeah, aircraft in the Romanian army. I graduated in 1986 because in this context, in this moment, I am the family important, more important for the occupation. Yeah. I end all the military activities, and in this moment, I want to use my expertise in the strategic analysis, foreign relations analysis, and I like very much to analyze all the evolution in the regional wars. For example, Ukraine, because this country is around in our history, we had a lot of wars, a lot of evolutions regarding this aspect. The interest of the Russia to occupy other territories, the interest of the Russia to have a very big influence in the Black Sea. I want to underline this aspect because in 1996, Turkey had a the biggest influence in Black Sea. Because the Turkey has a very big control in Dardanelles and Bosphorus. But in this context, Russia probably after former Soviet Union was split in other countries. Yeah, for example, Uzbekistan. I want to underline Uzbekistan because in this moment, the Russian President Putin is in an official visit in Uzbekistan after the visit in China. No, I remember this.
Right.
In this moment, I want to stop any contact with the military activities, and I want to write a lot of analysis for this magazine, Geostrategic Pulse. Yeah, is an older magazine because in the past this magazine had a very good influence, was very famous in the international environment.
Right.
And probably for me in this moment is much more important the friends, the family, my
You are retired Army officer, Air Force.
Yeah.
So you have free time. You have more free time after retire from Army.
Yeah.
Romania is important in this Russia-Ukraine war. You know, Romania is next to the Ukraine, also at the Black Sea countries. So Romania is important role in Ukraine-Russia war. How's Romania policy in this Russia-Ukraine war? What is Romania? It's part of NATO and European Union, and what role Romania play in this conflict?
Yeah, I saw a lot of. I watch on TV a lot of things, discussions about this aspect of the role of the future of Romania, because Romania, the territory, Romanian territory, is nearest by Ukraine. In this context, Romania has a very important role in this area,
Right.
because it's member of the NATO, in the nearest border of the NATO. And in this context, we have a strategic partnership with the United States, with Germany, with Great Britain, with France, and other countries, but especially United States. And in this context, Romania want to prepare military capacities, want to prepare to defending of the borders, but in the same time want to support the Ukrainian people. I want to underline this aspect, the last aspect, because we have a lot of Ukrainian people in Romania now, about 600,000, with their children, with their cars, with their, but they want to have a job in Romania. A lot of Ukrainian people want to remain in Romania, but other Ukrainian people wanted to go in other countries in Europe. For example, in Germany, in Hungary, in French, and other in Nordic countries in Europe, Swedish, Finnish, and other countries. But in this context, we hope to have a very important, very strong support of NATO, because we want to reject any occupation, any activity, military activities of Russia.
Right.
We hope, because in this moment, the president of Ukraine is in Spanish, and he wants to discuss about the future projects for defending. In the same time, we have not to forget that China changed the point of view regarding this aspect of the regional conflict. For example, 1 or 2 days ago, the foreign minister of China had a meeting of the officials from Yemen, and China asked now actions in Red Sea against all the Navy, but Yemen want to stop any actions only against Russia or China Navy. In this context, China will have a very, very good point of view in the future, and probably all the countries in the world want to stop any conflicts, regional conflict, because also Spanish, Ireland, and Norway ask, for example, Israel to stop any conflict in Gaza. And in this context, Spanish, Irish, and Norway want to recognize Palestine.
They recognize it.
Joining to 144 countries which recognize Palestine. And in this context, probably a lot of countries want to organize a meeting for recognizing of two countries, Israel and Palestine, and stop the conflict in Gaza. Probably will be very important for us. Romania wants to have a very big role in NATO. In this context, Romania wants to have a very good cooperation with all the countries, members of the NATO, but especially with the United States, strategic partnership, and probably we hope in the future will be organized a meeting between all the countries, for example, China, United States, Russia, NATO, and Ukraine, for stopping this conflict.
Right.
We have to expect. Yeah, we have to expect.
Right. So
and we hope to have a very, very good conditions in this area. Yeah.
Right. So is there how many troop numbers in NATO troop numbers in Romania?
The French, American, no?
How
or
much,
only Romanian troops?
how many to tell?
Only Romanian troops?
NATO troop, NATO troop.
NATO, yeah. In this moment, about 20,000. But French, United States, Polish, and other countries. About 20,000, because we have 3 or 4 military bases in Cogalnicianu, yeah, where United States want to develop this military base, air base, and for airplane without pilots. In other places in Transylvania, for example, 2 or 3 bases of NATO.
Right. So Romania is important for NATO in order to prevent and to solve the conflict between Russia, Ukrainian crisis, and Romania is, part of NATO member. So you also support Ukraine, right? Your policy is support Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's
But
different from Hungary. Hungary.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah. Hungary has a different position in comparison with other states membership of NATO, and Hungary probably want to have a priority in European Union, for example, in NATO, but is a bigger countries, and Hungary want to stop the conflict, want to develop all the relations with China, for example, with Russia, for example, with all the countries in the NATO, no problem. But in this context, we have to analyze the position of other country membership of the NATO, because all the country member of the NATO have to support the politics of NATO, all the countries.
Right.
In the future, we don't like have different opinion in other countries member of the NATO. In this context, I want to remember you, NATO want to include all the countries in Western Balkans, for example. North Macedonia is member of the NATO. Montenegro is member of the NATO. But in the future, probably NATO want to integrate Bosnia-Herzegovina, I don't know, Serbia. I don't know.
Right.
Because
I
Serbia has another position. Serbia want to develop much more the relations with Russia and with China. For example, China has a university, intelligence university in Budapest.
I see.
China developed all the relations with Serbia, especially with Serbia, for example. But with the other countries in Western Balkans, for example, China built roads between just a moment, between Macedonia and Montenegro. Yeah, about 260 kilometers between Podgorica and the main town in Macedonia.
Right.
Just a moment, Podgorica and Skopje.
Right. I think it's you have a different opinion in European countries, but Ukraine issue, there is a strong support by Poland and Romania. I think Poland and Romania is big country compared to other European neighboring of Ukraine. So at the north, Poland is there. At the south, Romania is there. So it's enough for NATO to start any base, military base in these two countries, So Hungary is not that big country and not that much strategic. Romania and Poland is more strategic for NATO in case if they want to military involved in Ukraine. So I think that's important. But I know there is a small country between Ukraine and Romania, Moldova. Moldova is not NATO, right? They are supporting Russia. Is there a Russia troop in Moldova? How did you see Moldova?
I think you know. The majority of people in Moldova is
Russia?
Romanian people, because the majority in Moldova speak Romanian language.
I see.
Yeah, but we have not to forget the history. Yeah, because I remember Moldova had one part of the former Soviet Union from 1940 till 1991, when they declared independence. But we have to underline in Moldova, we can see Romanian people about more 50%, Ukrainian people about 36%, Russian people about 25%, another nationally.
I see.
But in this context, we have not to forget Moldova in history was a part of Romanian territory. In this context, probably we have to expect the attitude of the international community. We have to expect the evolution of history. And probably in the future, we hope to see another states, Romanian state, or another part of the biggest Romanian states. Yeah. But
I see.
I don't know. We have to respect the evolution of history because we can see a lot of regional conflict, and in this context, we want to stop all the regional conflict because we have these conflicts in Africa, in Middle East. We have not to forget the relations between Iraq and Iran, between Iran and Saudi Arabia. We have not forget the position of China and Africa in this moment, and Russia tried to occupy different area and influence different area in Africa. And in this context, probably all the main actors of the world want to have a big influence in different regions. For example, Russia want to have a big influence with gas, oil, because it's the main countries with the biggest gas and oil resources, and they want to sell. In this context of the last events in the world, China imports 60% gas and oil, for example, because Europe tried to stop the cooperation for the gas for oil.
Right. So
we'll see in the future. We'll see in the future.
Moldova is member of NATO or member of EU?
In the future.
Right now, they are not members?
No. Moldova is not member of EU and NATO. In this moment, Moldova want to prepare the process for integration in the European Union. Probably only. We'll see after 10 or 15 years. Yeah.
So now Russia army are in Moldova. Is there any Russia army, Russia troop?
Russia has the troops, but in Transnistria is other part of Moldova, is a part of Moldova because Russia occupied this part of Moldova in 1992 in the war. They want to have a very strong point, military point, for example, in Moldova, and in other parts of the former territory. I don't know, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. They want to preserve troops in different points of the world. In Transnistria, we can meet a majority of people who speak Russian language.
I see.
But we'll see. We'll see in the future because the border between Transnistria and Moldova It's not a border, official border. It's a water, yeah. I don't know the name.
Maybe similar
Nistru,
to
Nistru. The name is Nistru, yeah. But
Si-
in this moment, Transnistria want to have a very good cooperation with Russia. In the some weeks ago, they organized a conference in Moscow, and they want to ask the help, the support from Russia, from Putin, because they want to remain, to have independence in the context of Moldova want to be integrated in European Union or NATO in the future. I don't know. They want to remain with Russia. But I don't know how much, what is number of the Russian troops in this moment in Transnistria. We can see on internet a lot of information regarding 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 Russian military, but I don't know. Probably in the future we will see, because Russia want to maintain his troops in Transnistria, but in the future we will see in the context of the last evolution in Ukraine.
Right. I see a lot of, you have a split many country and many state in Europe. So it's better if you can have united in big country instead of splitting many pieces of, state. So, and so far I have information about Ukraine, Russia, peace, but there are many offer, many sites, I guess. Russia also offer them for peace, for the end of war between Russia and Ukraine. It said Ukraine and Ukraine President Zelensky, they are not interested for peace talking or to negotiate. Do you know why Ukraine doesn't want, Zelensky doesn't want to make peace and finish the war between Russia and Ukraine? Why?
Zelensky want to end the war, but probably Russia want to justify the actions in the east part of Ukraine. In this moment, probably Zelensky want much more to end the war, because they need a lot of military equipment.
Right.
They need support of a lot of countries in the world. And in the last weeks, Zelensky proposed to have very good military equipment, a lot of money. For example, United States approves and start to send $60 billion. I think you know, yeah?
Right.
One month ago, the American Congress
they approved.
accepted to send a lot of money. But in the last period, Zelensky want to have a lot of military equipment for organizing attacks inside of Russia territory. Because Russia preserved all the military position near borders between Russia and Ukraine, right, and use a lot of military equipments in all the parts of Ukraine, not only in east, in north, in west, near border of Romania.
Right.
I think you remember, yeah. And in the south part, near Crimea, because Putin wants to preserve favorable position in the Black Sea. For example,
Right.
Russia in this moment wants to have more 80% control in Black Sea.
I see.
Why? Because Turkey has a lot of navy had and has a lot of navy, but Turkey accepted the initiatives of Russia because Turkey receive a lot of gas and oil, but
see.
the price it's not very much.
That's why.
Yeah. But Turkey want to have only control Dardanelles and Bosphorus because a lot of other countries want to send military navy in the Black Sea, but they need to remain here only 26 days, according Montreux Convention.
I see.
Is an agreement. Montreux Agreement is an agreement from 1918. I don't know exactly the or before 1900, because Turkey want to have a big control for all the navy which want to enter in the Black Sea. In this context, American Navy, French Navy, all the not NATO Navy have to remain here in Black Sea only 26 days.
I see. So they can remain 26 and they can come again, right? In and out.
Yeah. Can to come here again, but after 26 days, they have to must go in other part of Mediterranean Sea, in other part of the world, because they have to respect all the rules in this area.
So Black Sea is very important, in Russia-Ukraine conflict, and Turkey is also the main controlling Black Sea, but because they have economic benefits, oil and gas from Russia, so they let them control more Russian army. So that is the situation. So you are explaining about Black Sea. Moldova is also part of Black Sea, right? Romania also part of Black Sea.
Yeah.
Romania also have navy in Black Sea. Romania.
Yeah, but not very big forces. Yeah, but in the future we want to have a lot of navy, and probably in the future we'll have a very good, interesting for all the countries, the agreement between Turkey, Romania, and Bulgaria, for example. Yes, they want to have common forces in Black Sea, but we'll see in the future because we need the support of the NATO, and we need a lot of money for a lot of navy.
Romania.
First of all, we want to have air forces because we have F-16, yeah, American airplane, and in the future, probably in 2030, we'll receive F-35 airplane, military airplane, yeah, because it's very important to have air forces, very, very strong air forces, and in the same context, we can develop all the military forces in this area, because we can see regional conflicts is the main characteristic of the world in our days. Yeah.
So you was in Air Force, so you know Air Force, Romania Air Force.
We have a lot of Romanian pilots, very, very good professional. And in the future, we will try to prepare, to train Ukrainian pilots and pilots from other countries, for example, Baltics countries, Estonia, Latvia, probably with the support of the United States, we will have here a very important training center for the pilots.
So you used to be in the Air Force. What is your aircraft type? Is F-16 or what kind of aircraft you used to be?
The former Romanian military airplane, for example, MiG-23 and MiG-29. The former military airplane was Russian airplane, but in our days we want to change all the type of the military airplane. But I have a lot of very famous time in Mihail Gogolnician. The present military base, yeah, American military base, is very, very good military base, and the area of the Black Sea is very important for Romania. We had about 25 or 30 military aircraft, only, but very good, very good.
So there are no more Russia.
Is similar. MiG-23 is similar with F-16. Yeah, it's very, very good.
What is differences? What's qualification? What's quality differences?
I don't know. I know very much. I don't know very much F-16, but I think we have to have the same military equipment like the other countries in the NATO, because it's the main condition. No, we have to preserve all the very good conditions for the war in the NATO, the same military techniques, the same arms, the same fuel for aircraft, for example.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you use a lot of Russia aircraft, it can be, you can get some kind of trouble or difficulty if you have a conflict with Russia. Russia can still control if you use Russia aircraft. Mechanical problem or some other technical problem, you can get difficulty, and Russia can make a kind of, kind of jumping or something. They know Russia aircraft, so they know how to make trouble. Isn't that?
Yeah. You're right. I remember great pleasure in 1988, 2 or 3 MiG-23 had to be sent for different operation for recovering all the accessibility of the opportunities for using military aircraft in Ukraine, for example. But we needed a lot of money, and in this context, a lot of Romanian officers, a lot of Romanian very good experts for repairing, for maintenance of military aircraft, we had a big control, a big role, because we tried to execute all the operation for all the airplane 23 in Romania. But probably in the future, we need a lot of airplane from all the countries in NATO, because we have to realize opportunity to have the same airplane, the same weapons, the same military techniques is a very, very important role, this stuff. Because we need a lot of other things for necessary for maintenance of the airplane from Russia. But Russia, okay, I understand.
Security, safety, maintenance, and operation, all it can be problematic if you use a lot of Russia aircraft, right? So Romania need more similar with other NATO country aircraft from America. What about from French or UK, Germany? You don't have any aircraft from there?
All the countries member NATO have some different type of the military aircraft, but we have to ask military aircraft with no lot of money, because probably we can assure the military aircraft for defending of Romania in the next 10 or 15 or 20 years, because we need a lot of money. No?
So during
and in this context, probably United States will support Romania, because NATO needs a very, very, very strong point for defending in this area, in this region of Black Sea.
right. During your Air Force officer, did you go to the Black Sea and you go all the Black Sea area by aircraft? Have you ever experienced?
No.
Where you can go maximum? Where did you go maximum area? Only inside Romania, or you never go outside Romania?
Inside of Romania, but
I mean Black Sea.
because I participated in different military missions abroad. Romania, in other countries, in other theater operation, for example, and I had a lot of relations with military officers and other military under personnel in other countries of the NATO, member of the NATO. I tried to develop all the relations. I tried to have very good relations. I tried to realize with all well conditions common missions, and probably in the future, all the military of the countries member of the NATO have to have very good cooperation. Only with very good cooperation we realize all the missions.
So you never
inside of the NATO territory or abroad. I accepted my missions, my jobs, because after graduated the military academy, I start my activity in my Mihail Cogălnicianu. After this, I have to have another jobs in other towns, another city of the Romania, in other city of the other countries, for example.
So when you are flying,
but in conclusion, I have a very good expertise in this field. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Theo. We have a good discussion today. See you next time.
Yeah. And I expect you for Geostrategic Pulse.